I'm Raymond Taylor, and I'm going to show you how to build a coaching business from scratch. Guys, let's talk about creating digital assets. Now, every single coach alive wants to create a course. I don't care what you say. There's no excuse for not creating a course. There's limiting belief and there's doubt. Oh, don't get me wrong, and I can tell you them all right now. I'll give you a few. The limiting beliefs is, but I love to coach and I want to be able to deliver value in a more, direct way, and I feel like it will dilute the value if it's on a course. Limiting belief, you can deliver more value on a course. And you can have more impact because you can reach more people. How can you deliver more value? Well, first of all, if you deliver a coaching session, that's 1 hour of your time per week, probably usually. When you're on a course, you might be able to create them 2 hours of content per week and a 2-hour live Q&A. And that's only 4 hours of your time per week. And you can put 200 people in there or 100 people in there. Charge them $2,000 each, 100 people in, that's $200,000. Lovely, for 4 hours a week. Then you keep the recordings for the training, so you don't deliver the training anymore. Then you outsource the workshops to workshop facilitators. Then you don't do the workshops anymore. And before you know it, you're making those $200,000, but you're doing nothing. So that's a good reason to create a course in itself, right? So there's so many limiting beliefs and doubts and excuses as to why people don't get started. Most of them come down to the fear of it not being good enough, right? They want to create this amazing course that's going to change the world. There's going to be the creme of the content of the pyramid, right? This is what a lot of people think. They think that this is like, think of this as a pyramid. And the top part here is the expert content. That's what people think they need to create to be able to create a course that sells well. Those courses don't sell. Most people are beginners. They're looking for the first steps. They want something easy, actionable. The first steps to get them started, to make them feel confident and empowered. There's so many benefits to digital assets. I couldn't even begin to explain them all if I had hours. They're scalable. You can sell them for as much as you want, as many times as you want, over and over again, and nobody can stop you from doing it. We make $400,000 a month selling Zoom recordings. That's all it is. And that's where most of the procrastination comes from. I need to get in a digital studio like this. Okay, yeah, I'm doing it because I'm in Bali and it's right next door to my house and it's cheap and why not, But my courses aren't like this. This is the most professional stuff I've ever created. People like raw and authentic. People don't care what it looks like. Plus, if you're worried about the quality of your camera or the way the backdrop looks or your lighting, and you want to get that right before you create your course, I can tell you for 100% certainty that will make 0 difference to how many sales you get. Do you know how I can say that will make 0 difference? Because they only find out the quality of your camera and your setup equipment after they've bought it. So it's not like it can convince them because they've either bought it or they haven't at that stage. People love the way that we deliver our courses, where we deliver them live on Zoom initially, and that creates this engagement, this hype, this energy where everybody's together. And then we use those recordings to turn into a course. I've got courses that are 3 years old and I still get screenshotted and tagged on Instagram to this day. And people messaging me saying, oh my God, I loved tonight's training. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad, I'm happy, but I wasn't there. They know I wasn't there. They know it's not live. So they obviously know it's a recording, but it feels like it is. And they're accountable to show up. So I'm diving a little bit more into the benefits of a live course right now, but I'm also breaking down the limiting belief that you don't need it to be raw. You don't need it to be professional and perfect. You could literally just launch your course. This is how we do it in its rawest form. Pick a niche, survey the audience, find out exactly what they want, ask them the questions, create a course around those questions so you've created the exact course that people want, not what they need, not what you think they need, what they actually want to buy. Sell the course. I'll have to come on to a different video another time on how to do that, but you could just do that in any way that you currently know. Sell the course. We do ours over a 3-day live virtual event. So we offer people the opportunity to join us for 3 days of free content. And by the end of those 3 days, they're so blown away by the value we've offered, they want more and they buy a course. Simple as that, okay? But you sell your course first without even delivering it. Then you deliver it live on Zoom. You press the record button, deliver the training, share the slides, ignore the people that are there at the start, deliver your training, give them everything you got, press the record button, it's stopped, bang, you've got week 1 of your training in the archive, done, sorted. Whew. Didn't have to wait 6 months creating that. Then The beauty of it is you've got your people on the call and you actually ask them for feedback. Hey guys, what did you like? What did you not like? What would you have liked to have learned? What was confusing? What else could I add to next week? Because I want to create this perfectly for you guys. This is a course to get you results. I want to make sure everything's covered. And then you get all that information and you put it into week 2. But if you'd already created that course, you wouldn't be able to get that feedback in real time. You might create a course that people don't want to buy. And you might create a course that doesn't get people results. But if it's live and if it's on Zoom, they get to tell you. And each week you're getting more and more feedback to create the world's perfect course. So by the end of that 12-week process, you have all your recordings, and it's a course directly tailored to your exact client avatar and everything they want and need. And they are very happy customers. And if those customers are happy, you can also bet your bottom dollar that there'll be a ton of other customers of a similar nature that will also be very happy with the same set of recordings. Because the problem is, if you go in a studio like this and spend 6 months crafting this lovely course, A, you're going to procrastinate and you're never going to do it. I know that 85% of you watching this have probably wanted to create a course, but have just procrastinated because it feels like this big overwhelming challenge, which it can be if you do it in a complicated way. But one of the biggest problems with creating it and spending 6 months crafting out this beautiful course that looks so lovely is if you create the structure in a way where people don't want it or it overwhelms them or it's too complicated, they won't buy it in the first place and you've wasted your time. And even if they do buy it, they won't consume it and use it, therefore they won't be happy or buy anything else from you. Even if they do watch it all, but it doesn't get them results, they didn't get a chance to give you new feedback in real time and tweak it and test it, then ultimately your business is not going to grow because you don't have a very good solution. A business is a solution to a problem. You have to solve that problem with your course. And the best way to do that is just ask people. Just get transparent with them. Guys, I want this course to be epic. So we're doing it live. And plus, live is a selling feature. When you sell your course live, you get to say, hey guys, you're going to work with me directly, one-on-one, inside a group environment for 12 weeks. Not just some course that you watch on an email that gets sent out with a link that people never open. The success rate, completion rate of courses that are evergreen like that are about 4 to 8%. Most people just buy them, leave them in their email, plan to watch them, never do. You get someone live, accountable, showing up at a specific time and a specific date every week. You can bet your bottom dollar, I said that twice now, that they're going to show up and they're going to engage because they start to build connections with the other people that are on the course and they get to ask questions. And we recommend you do a 2-hour training and a 2-hour workshop. But anyway, once you have this asset, you can sell it over and over again with none of your time. And you can turn that asset evergreen. And evergreen means you can sell it whenever and it doesn't require your time at all. Completely automated. And this is how you do that. I'll quickly give you a little sneak peek inside this. You create a nice little box that says, put your email in if you want to watch a free training about how to do your topic of coaching. Then it goes through to a video on a page, which is a webinar, but don't let that scare you. You think it's a funnel, you think it's a webinar, you think, I can't do a funnel, I can't do a webinar. No, that's not, it's a video on a page. Yes, you can get better at making those funnels. Yes, you can get better at saying the right things at the right time on that video, but you can go out and learn that pretty easily. But it's a video on a page, and on that video on a page, guess what? You sell your course. And you sell the course recordings that you once did live, but they're not just generic recordings, they're recordings that were created in real time with real feedback from a live cohort of students. And then you get your workshop facilitators to deliver the workshops. Someone that's been through your course, a bit of a protege, someone that wants to be involved with your brand, that wants to be a part of the business, pay them per hour to answer the questions. And now guess what? You've got a way of converting customers and you've got a way of delivering your product by doing nothing. And then you just need the traffic. And I would recommend ads. Then you've got yourself a machine. If you can run the right ad that gets the customer acquisition cost lower than the cost of your course sale, you have a license to print money. Let's give you an example. It costs you $500 to get a sign up to your $1,000 course. How much do you make? $500. Then take away some fees for some admin and your workshop facilitators, and maybe you make $400. Cool, but you make $400 for doing nothing. And look, those customer acquisition costs are expensive that I just mentioned there. And that course sale at 1,000 is low. You could half the customer acquisition number and you could double the course sale number and make even more money. So imagine that, acquiring a customer at $250 on an ad, possible. Selling a course at $2,000 on a webinar, possible. Paying out a little bit here, there and everywhere for a few bits, nothing much, bit of VA assistance, virtual assistance, a little bit of workshop facilitation so they can answer your Q&As, and now you're making $1,500 per sale for doing nothing. Because the traffic is automated, the conversion is automated, and the product is automated. Then you've got a license to print money and you've got a machine, and then your job is to blow as much traffic through the front end as you possibly can, doing various things. And that is how, or one of the ways, you can scale your coaching business.
I'm Raymond Taylor, and I'm going to show you how to build a coaching business from scratch.